Hello, I'm Bailey and happy Valentine's Day. Today I am in love with staying in my PJs, so I just have literally my husband's sweatshirt on and Christmas pajama pants on. But I did want to bring you this video talking about some of my favorite contemporary romances. This is like contemporary, and I think I have 2 historical romances on this list, but I did exclude like fantasy romance, so it is all real life stuff. I have these in no particular order, so I'm just gonna get into it and hopefully recommend you some romances you haven't read yet. I am just gonna give pretty quick blurbs of what the books are about and then probably tell you how steamy or not they are. But yeah, these are all ones that I've really loved and I think that you should keep an eye out for as well. I sadly don't own all of these, and I've been like retroactively trying to purchase some of my favorite romances because I do think I end up owning a lot of thrillers and fantasy instead of romance, because romance is very accessible to me through my library and through Scribd and just cheaper through ebook form sometimes. And so I would like to own some of my favorites just so my shelves reflect my favorite books. But like I said, this is no particular order, so I'm first going to start with After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think this is one of her books that is less hyped, but it's something I really loved. And this is an already married couple who is essentially deciding to take a break for a year, and they separate for a year with no contact whatsoever and then kind of come back together. And I loved it a lot when I read it. If you're married especially, I think this is something you would really like, and I don't remember that one being steamy at all. Then I decided to mention my favorite book in the Bridgerton series. I am right now on I think I'm on book 7, so I've read the first 6, and my favorite in that series was actually book number 3, which is An Offer from a Gentleman. And this is actually a Cinderella retelling, but I've said 100 times that I'm not actually that familiar with the Cinderella story, so I felt like I could read this removed from that storyline and still really enjoy it. And I do tend to like differing class romances, especially historical romances, so that one I really loved. And those books continually got more steamy as the series went, so I would say that's like moderately steamy. Like there's some scenes, but it's nothing too out there. I did also want to include Get a Life Chloe Brown as well as Take a Hint Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is something that I didn't give either of the books 5 stars, but they were both 4-star reads for me. So I think that it's worth mentioning because I think a series that can hold up to being, you know, pretty good throughout deserves a mention. It's worthwhile, and these are definitely fun. These are on the steamier side. I would consider it's definitely not the steamiest thing I have on this list, but they do. If you don't like smutting books, don't read these. But Chloe Brown follows our main character Chloe, who is chronically ill, and she basically starts a romance with her super at her apartment complex through him trying to help her get through a list of things that she has made to do to get a life, and a lot of them are just kind of more adventurous things that they start to do together, and it's very fun. And the second one, Danny Brown, is a office fake dating trope, and that one was really fun as well. Then I have what is probably actually the smuttiest thing that I have on this list, and it is Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. I recently read the second one, but I only gave the second one 3 stars. This one I gave a 4-star, and this one follows our main character, who actually as her job is like a clown. Like she plays a clown at like kids parties, and it is a kind of childhood friends to lovers. It's her brother's best friend, I think. And he is like a baseball star, and it is a fake dating because they start dating to kind of improve his image. And yeah, this one was fun and definitely very steamy. I like this one a lot. If you've read any of these books on this list, you're probably realizing that I really like soft heroes. Like an alpha hero isn't for me, so most of these men are pretty soft boys. But next I have The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker, and I love this. I love books set in like a snowy setting, and this is set, I believe, in Alaska, and our main character goes there to visit her dad and ends up spending a lot of time with one of her dad's like employees. And it's a really cute romance, but it is something where she's only planning on being there for a certain amount of time, so they only have a certain amount of time, and it made me really emotional at the end. It is like trigger warning for loss of a parent, but I really love that love story, and I love the story all around. I've been hesitant to continue on to the second book because I've heard really mixed things, and I think that this first one really was just like in itself fine and really good. Then I have The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, which is so widely talked about. So many people love this book, but I did want to mention it because I do also love it. And The Hating Game is a hate to love office romance. And I also actually want to include 99% Mine because I'm in the minority here, and I really loved that one as well, which a lot of people didn't love that one as much. I still probably would put The Hating Game above 99% Mine, but I did enjoy them both. Then I have The Right Swipe by Alicia Rye, which this series is called the Modern Love series, and this one, both of our main characters kind of have stake in their own like dating apps, and they actually hook up one night like not knowing who each other are, and then he kind of ghosts her, and then later on they see each other again like at a work convention type thing because they both do the same thing for work in a sense, and they kind of reconnect. It is kind of hate to love because he ghosted her, but you're finding out throughout the story like what happened in their first meeting and why it happened the way it happened. And yeah, this is a really cute one. This is fun because they do like a fake dating as like a promotional thing for their jobs, and yeah, it was really cute. And I also did recently read the second one, Girl Gone Viral, and like this one as well. This is a bodyguard romance, and again, super cute, soft hero, loved it. And then lastly, I have my favorite historical romance, which I talk about constantly because I think more people need to read it, and it is The Duke Who Didn't by Courtney Milan. And this is a childhood friends to lovers situation, and our heroine in this book is like a list lover. She makes a list every day of stuff she needs to get done. There's great family aspects in this, and our hero basically comes back after some time away because our heroine told him like, if you're not going to be serious about this relationship, I don't want to do the back and forth. We're either going to be serious or not together. So he leaves for a little while, and he's back after a few years, and he's basically having her try to find the perfect wife for him, but everything he mentions are her characteristics, and it's super cute. The banter in this is like top tier, so good. If you haven't read The Duke Who Didn't, I definitely would recommend it, and it is a good place to start with historical romance if you haven't been into historical romance in the past. So yeah, this was a nice simple video for Valentine's Day today. I hope I mentioned at least a book or two that maybe piqued your interest or that you haven't read yet. Let me know down below if you've read any of these, especially if you've loved them. And I will see you again very soon. Bye!